All right, welcome everybody. My name is Christian La Rosa, and I'm here to present to you the all new, locally owned, locally operated Aurora Records. We are going to be a record store based in Colorado because we don't have that many here, and we need more because the demand has been surging up and up every single year. Now, a little bit about us. Aurora Record Store is going to be located in Aurora, Colorado. That's where we got our name, Aurora Records. It's going to be competing with other record stores in the area like Second and Charles, Twist and Shout, and Angelo CDs and Vinyl. However, it offers a great alternative to these three because we're probably going to have equipment and products that they don't have. Now, our main mission, our main goal of the store is to carry as much equipment, as much music, and as much information as people will need to get into this hobby and to spend a lot of money in our store because man is this stuff expensive. This hobby is a very expensive hobby and it's great that it's resurging because it's a great business opportunity. Now, our store is going to be located in a shopping center, near like a Northstorm, a Kohl's, maybe like a Burlington, because that's pretty much where most business comes anyway, right? Shopping center. You can just go right into one store, oh, out of there, right into the other. And so it's inevitable for somebody to come into our store, start looking around, see that little album that they've loved all their life and say, yeah, that'll be some cool artwork on my wall, or I haven't listened to this album in a while, why don't I pick it up? So it's a great way of letting people explore their options when they're least expecting it. And it's also, once again, a great alternative to these already established record stores. We will be carrying CDs, vinyl, 8-track, cassettes, audio equipment such as speakers, turntables, CD players, cassette players. We may carry some cleaning equipment as well. However, our main mission, as the name suggests, is music. So, vinyl records, CDs, cassettes. So, we're also going to carry used and new records. Now, why is used important? Well, some people just walk into a Walmart or Target and they see a brand new sealed record. That's not the one they're looking for, which is why they're going to go to us because we're going to have that used record that they want. That's going to probably yield better sound quality than the new record will. Now, speaking of sound quality, why exactly vinyl? It died 30 years ago, didn't it? So why are you bringing it back? Well, as of lately, as of the past decade, and this is only since 2013. However, from 1997 to 2013, you can see a big curve because vinyl pretty much died after the CD was introduced. Mysteriously, there has been a huge resurgence in vinyl purchases, and I mean huge. There's record profits going on to this day. As a matter of fact, as of May of 2021, vinyl for the first time in 30 years has outsold the CD to the point where Target and Walmart are stop stocking their CDs in order to ironically make space for more vinyl. And so this, as of right now, is a perfect time to get into the hobby and get into the business because every single year the increase in demand just keeps going up and up and up. So record profits are going to show. Now, once again, why exactly vinyl? What's the appeal to vinyl? Well, not only has the demand increased drastically over the past few years, but also there is a huge belief with people all over the world that records yield superior sound quality in comparison to, let's say, an MP3 file, a CD, a cassette, which is half true, half not true, but we'll let people believe what they believe. We want their money. Now, there's also a huge surge in audiophile communities, such as the Steve Hoffman forums or Reddit forums, where people just discuss great sounding records. And there's also the collectability factor. It would be very cool to go in a store and say, whoa, look at that first printing of Buddy Holly's first record. That is so cool and I want to buy it. Well, it's a collectible. You bought it. You can frame it. You can do whatever you want with it. However, you will also expect to see a great investment value. What do I mean by this? Well, somebody probably went to a local record store in 1957, and bought that Buddy Holly record for, let's say, $2, which is around like $30 in today's money, or $40 in today's money. Well, that same first printing, if left sealed, is now worth 2 grand. So that's an amazing return. A $40 return to 2 grand. That's like incredible. There's also that little historical and nostalgic value that people have where they look at a record and they think about the surface noise, the hissing, the popping, the clicking, and they want to hear that. Even though we invented CDs to get rid of that. They just want to hear that. They just want to feel like they're in the era and they want to feel a part of it. And there's also people in the market who are actually looking to sell their collection. Let's say a lifetime collector who's collected all their lives since they were a little child, and now they need to get rid of that record collection. So they can just sell it to our store. We can buy it for a third of what it's actually worth and then sell it at a huge price. That's how record stores usually operate. I have seen it happen, and I will implement it once I open the store because the profits are great. Now, here's a great example as to what to look for and what to not look out for when it comes to buying record collections and records in general. This is a first printing of Led Zeppelin 2. Well, it's not really a first printing. It's actually a second printing. People think it's a first printing just because it was made in 1969. However, this is a boring sounding, this is a very bad sounding record, and audiophiles know this, so at most this record you can maybe get a $30 bill out of it if it's in new condition. If it's sealed, then you can get a lot more for that because it's sealed. But because of its terrible sound quality, it's a nice $30. You basically get what you paid for back then, so not really that much of a return value. However, if you were there on the day of its release, on the week of its release, as a matter of fact, and you bought that album, you are sitting on potentially $2,000, and you have no idea. Which is why we're going to come and buy it for $10 and then resell it in our store for way more than $10. Now, this is the first printing United States Robert Ludwig pressing, where it has the RL etched into its dead wax, and this is extremely desirable. Now, a lot of people actually don't know that they have this sitting in their basements, and that's shocking that they have no idea how much this is worth, and they're willing to get it for $10. As a matter of fact, me as a collector, I've stumbled upon 8 of them, and I've sold it for way more than I paid for it. That's an example of what you're doing when you're operating a record store, because you need inventory, you need your stock. And how do you get your used stock? You buy record collections. The investment value of those record collections will vary, obviously. However, it might have these gems where it makes it all worth it. Now, we're going to look into the manager's position. This is how a typical grocery manager is going to look like. We're working at your local grocery store, your King Soopers, your Targets, your Safeways. Here's a record store manager. Now, when it comes to management, we're only going to have 3 manager positions. The first one being the inventory manager, who is responsible for checking, rotating our stock, and, going through the numbers, seeing if everything's still there. Just basic inventory knowledge and all that. And then there's going to be the store manager, who's basically going to own the whole thing. So, me. I will be responsible for, the basic operations and looking over all the sales, making sure the employees eat, and also ordering so I could get more product in, and also, buying record collections. And also, our final management position will be the accountant. The accountant is very important for us because the accountant will determine how great we're doing fiscally. And also, it'll show, or he or she will write our budget, writing reports. So we're going to need the accountant. These are the 3 crucial positions for management, and we will pay great for that. Now, when it comes to marketing, there are an infinite amount of ways to market our business in this modern 4th industrial revolution. Now, the first thing is we have to register our store with Discogs, which is a widely used database within the internet for people who collect records, because they're going to track down their collection, they're going to put it on their Discogs, and then they're going to look at the map and see, oh, look at the local record stores around my area. And then there's our stores could be right there. Not only that, but we'll also have an online website. We'll also have a page for our Discogs. We'll have a Reddit forum. We'll have a Facebook page. We'll have a TikTok page for the youth. And we'll also have a YouTube page, which is very, very important. Now, well, our online store is going to be another source of income because, as we can tell later on, adaptability is going to become an issue. Now, our store will also ship overseas. So it's going to be great, great business. Now, YouTube. I think YouTube is very important when it comes to marketing. This is a YouTuber named Mike. He owns the InGroove in Phoenix, Arizona, and he has a YouTube channel in which he's been making many videos for many years, maybe 5 years or 6 years, to the point where he had a article written about him by the Washington Post of when he took down a whole entire record label for fraudulent advertising. Now, I know what you're thinking, and I agree. He does look like the Dr. Phil Eminem, but he does have great numbers, as in 43,000 subscribers. And also, YouTube gives an unprecedented amount of exposure because people are constantly sharing your videos. They're constantly talking about your videos. They're giving it to their friends, their family, and they're just showing everybody, hey, look at this YouTuber. This is exactly why I want to get into this habit, this hobby. And this is kind of what we would do too. We're going to do new arrivals. We're going to show what came in the store. We're also going to do shootouts like this right here, the Fleetwood Mac Rumors shootout right there, where he compares multiple pressings and sees which one is the best. That's a great gateway for people to come into our channel because people don't want to filter through all the deadweight pressings because, let's say, the Beatles Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. There are 500 record pressings of that. Nobody's going to go out there and buy 500 of them. But we will, unfortunately, because we're a record store and we're going to have to filter through all those records. And so we can just save these people's time by uploading a video saying, hey, just look out for this one. And everybody will share it because it saves them time. It gives us creative freedom. It's easily accessible online. And once again, share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it on your Facebook. And also, it's a great way to advertise our website. Every time we do our intro or we speak in a video, we're just going to say, hey, don't forget to check out our website. Please buy something from our website, or we'll have some type of special promotion on a video maybe one day. But it's great advertising because it reaches everybody worldwide. It reaches literally everybody. And this goes for TikTok as well, because TikTok has been basically the youth's new platform. And it'll be very easy for us to adapt to TikTok as well. However, in order for everybody to get the message, we're going to go the safe route. We're going to have a YouTube channel. Now, when it comes to financing, this is definitely going to be why we have our accountant as a manager position, because the manager or the financing manager will have to figure out all the cash flow and create the break-even analysis. And also, the good thing about this is our profits are pretty much going to soothe out our costs, as in maybe our monthly lease is going to be a lot of money, and also, conditioning, paying the workers, making sure we buy collections constantly so we have product all the time. Well, the profits are going to thankfully override all of those costs, so we don't really have to stress about it that much. However, it is a stressful task making all those analyses. Now, demographics. Is there really a demographic for music? Maybe sometimes. However, music's for everybody. So guess what? Our store's for everybody. Now, it is interesting to know that vinyl is a very niche market because it has 4 different sections. You got your audiophiles who love vinyl, who say vinyl's the best sound quality possible. They're hi-fi enthusiasts. They get all the rare, expensive, high-quality sounding records. You got hipsters like my fellow over here, and ironically behind him is an Earwax vinyl, they just buy it to be cool, but hey, customer's a customer, right? You got older collectors who grew up with vinyl, want to get into it, maybe people who were into it at one point and now want to get back into it. And also we got young adults or, kids who want to buy their latest out, like a rapper's latest album and hang it up on their wall or just say they have it. That's basically our main demographic. These people will range in age however way, shape, or form because, let's be honest, like I said, music is for everybody. So realistically, we'll do business with a 10-year-old and we'll do business with a 110-year-old. Music's for everybody. And that's our main customer and our main target base. After all, who doesn't like music, right? Now, it is interesting to know that according to Statista and many surveys conducted by a lot of surveys, the youth prefer hip hop and rap by a huge margin of 48%, which is almost half of all young kids today prefer, Travis Scott or, rappers. Whereas elders, 62% of them prefer rock. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because it gives us an idea of what to stock in our store. We're not just going to stock Beethoven and classical music and then expect sales to go up massively. No, we have to also dip our toes into what people love, the music that's already established. So basically, modern R&B, hip hop, classic rock, metal, current rock. Now, I have noticed too, collectability, like I said, colored vinyl is very collectible and very desirable, so that's also going to help. However, like I said, elders prefer rock, youth prefer hip hop. It's very important for us to carry these two different genres. And by the way, best album ever made in my opinion, Doors self-titled. Listen to it. Now, market size and industry growth. This is a little tricky because, as I mentioned earlier, vinyl did die at one point to the CD. However, when you saw that graph in 2013, the market size was $200 million. As of 2022, it is now 1.8 billion US dollars. What a margin that just soared up to. And as of right now, there are 10,000 employees that are employed through a record store in the United States, which is, that's obviously going to increase, especially with us. We're going to hire some new employees to help us out. And also, it is important to note that online record stores have increased more than physical record stores as far as I'm concerned. So it is important for us to have that online store so we can compete with other online record stores and even big box online record stores like Rhino Records or Warner Brothers Records, Elektra Records, all the main record labels. We can compete with them. How great would that be? It's also very hard to compete with, the modern streaming services such as Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora. And it sucks too, but at the same time, people who want vinyl, they love the music. They don't just listen to it and say, okay, and there's another day. No, they want to own that album. So that's where we have the advantage, is the emotional appeal of owning the album. But it is hard for us to compete with Amazon, considering they have, Amazon Prime, where you can just order something and it'll come the next day at a discount price. So, but the advantage of us is that you can actually hold the record and you can know what the condition is. Amazon will just send it. They don't care. If the record just gets damaged during shipping, they don't care. Us, you can see it firsthand and then you can decide if you want it or not. So that's good. Now, when it comes to career relevance, small businesses have always been the heart of America and will thrive with the local community because locals love supporting small businesses. There's actually a thing called Small Business Saturday. We will enroll in that. It also invites everyone around the area to join in, come inside, just browse around and talk to everyone else, just have a good gathering, just talk to everyone, say, hey, I love this album. Do you love this album? Have great civil discourse. And also, it offers a great alternative to big box stores around the area who also sell vinyl. Now, the pros to having a small business is the fact that there is no big boss. So if I was to open a record store, I am thankfully not having to worry about being scolded by a district manager. I'm my own boss, and I can tell my employees what to do. I won't do it the same way that the district manager will do it, but I'll at least be passionate enough, which is another pro. The passion into this business will be crazy because you love it so much that you wanted to basically revolve your life around it by opening the business. It's also a great alternative to the local stores like Walmart and Target, as I mentioned many times, because some people just don't want to buy from those big stores because it feels like a monopolistic competition. It also helps the local economy, and it's very easily accessible. If you call Walmart, they're going to give you 8 different numbers to reach. Meanwhile, us, get that phone call, we're just going to answer right away to a human. Hey, how you doing? You need help with anything? Instead of going straight to a robot where you have to sit it for 1 minute to finally hear the options. Now, the cons is that it's, first of all, insanely expensive. It is crazy expensive to operate a business. And it's pretty obviously why. But it's also very risky because you really don't know how well your business is going to succeed. The market's pretty much unpredictable. You think that you know the market, but people change their minds overnight. Also, as I mentioned from the start, adaptation's a very big problem because when COVID-19 first hit in the United States, all the businesses shut down. So the local businesses that did not have a website ended up shutting down completely. It was a very sad time for them, which is also why we're doing the website. Because if in case anything like that happens again, we'll still have our business running and operating online, thankfully, instead of having to close our store, wait for the restrictions to come down, and then probably close our store within a month after opening. And then also staff. You really don't know what kind of people are going to work for you. You can run your background checks, you can, interrogate them. But at the end of the day, humans are unpredictable. It's pretty scary. It's a gamble. But in this case, I'd say the pros outweigh the cons. And here is my resume. As of right now, I am well more than certified to start one. I have so much experience with retail, and I only have more experience to go. And hey, I'm excited to start this new journey. Will you start with me? Thank you so much for listening. I hope you loved my presentation, and I will look forward to doing business with you.